In this video, you will see how to construct the interlining from an existing pattern and how to attach the interlining to the shell. Adding interlining to a jacket or blazer gives more construction and weight. Without it, the fabric tends to behave more like a soft, deconstructed garment. Here I have shown the interlining on the outside of the blazer, following the reference images for placement. Use the clone function to duplicate your pattern pieces and then draw internal lines for your interlining pattern. After cloning your pattern pieces, clean up all the internal lines. After creating internal lines in the cloned pattern piece according to the reference images, use the slice function to create the interlining. Add all interlining fabric according to the schematics. Once you have created the front panel interlining, you can easily clone this pattern again and create the chest and lapel pieces. It is best practice to stitch all the pattern pieces together and then attach the interlining. The attached interlining can also be locked in place, so no misalignment can happen. Suggest to stitch the shell first, then the lining, and then stitch the lining and shell together. Now that we have stitched everything together, we can finally attach the interlining to the shell. When attaching the interlining, use the mirror shape function to easily copy your interlining to the corresponding symmetric pattern pieces. Use the snap to point function to make sure that all pieces line up with each other. After attaching all interlining, you have to move all the pieces to the inside of the shell. Otherwise, they will be visible on the outside when rendering and displaying. You can also make the interlining transparent. When dressing the garment, make sure all pattern pieces are stitched, all clusters and layers are in the correct order, and all interlining is on the inside of the garment. Correct the offset value of the lapel lining, so you will have a lot less problems when dressing the garment. If the inside dressing of the garment gives you problems, change the transparency of the shell to 90% so you can see the inside lining better and identify any draping issues. It is sometimes easier to dress the garment layer by layer. Lock the outer shell in place, then dress the lining. This will give less collision issues. Always save your steps in between so you can refer back to any previous iterations. Use the styling tool as well as the retouching function to get the garment in perfect shape. You can lock the outer shell in place and just drape the collar as needed. This makes it much easier to have control over the pattern pieces. After a couple of unsuccessful tries to dress everything together, I dress the outer shell first and then add the lining. The final garment is dressed and styled using the power suit fabric and interlinings from Chargeurs PCC. Here are the final renders done in V-Stitcher V-Ray and the IACDE TaylorX Blender environment. Thank you so much for watching.